All right, so UPS just left right now. Got a package in the mail. A bit excited about this. I haven't told anybody about it. Haven't told a lot of y'all about it. Some of you guys know about this, but I finally got it in the mail. So we're gonna go out to the garage and we're gonna check this out. Alright, so here we are, got them up on the table. You guys saw whenever I opened up the garage that it had just started pouring down rain. We're expecting a big storm today. I'm not excited about the storm, but I'm glad the storm came in because we got released from work at lunchtime today because it's supposed to get really bad. But I'm just saying, like, if I wasn't here, these probably would have sat outside until 5 o'clock whenever I got here. So I'm glad we got off at lunch and I was able to get them. So anybody that knows anything about the t-shirt business or screen printing in general, once you see this color right here, everybody pretty much knows exactly who this is from and what it is. Like I told you guys, for 2020, one of my goals was to upgrade this nevertheless cheap press that I had over here. I've done that and it finally came in. So here it is right here. We will be unboxing it, and I'm gonna do an unboxing video of this, and then I'm gonna compare it to that one right there to see what the difference is. I already know this one's gonna be a whole lot better experience unboxing this one than it was with that one. If you guys want to know what I'm talking about, you can click the teaser. I don't know what side it goes on. It goes on one of these sides. You can click that teaser right there and you can see the frustrations I went through whenever I put that one together. All right, so this one right here is exactly like that one. It's the one station 4-color press. The only difference is this one's built a whole lot better. I already know it because I have that one and I've been to shows where I've seen these put together. I already know the quality of these right here. So excited to see how the micro adjustments work, because on that press over there, everything I had to like fine tune it the best I could just by messing with it. I did a pretty good job. I think nobody ever complained about the designs that they gave me to print for them. But I'm really excited about this one, and hopefully I can get better using a better press. So I'm not going to open this right now, even though I really want to open it and unbox it right now. I got stuff to do, so I'm not going to be able to. So like I always say, camera time, editing time. We'll be right back and we'll unbox this thing. All right, so I got my lights set up. If any of you guys are interested in what lights these are, check the description down below. They're down there in the bottom. What we're going to do now is we're going to go here and we're going to unbox this like I just showed you guys in that last clip. It's been a couple days since I did that last video due to work. But here we are now. It's the weekend, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to unbox these things. I'm really anxious because I want to really try this out. I do have a design that I want to try out. It's a 3-color design. So let's go ahead and get in here and unbox this thing. Alright, so there's a lot of bubble wrap in here, which is good. The only thing that concerns me is this right here. I know it wasn't the company, it was probably the shippers whenever they shipped it. You guys can see this right here. It's a big hole right here, so whatever is in here was actually hitting this. So we'll see how it looks whenever we open it up. Let's bring you over here so we can check it out. Alright, so here's the platen right here. Good thing about this one is it's already on here. I don't have to worry about putting this one on here. The first one that I got, you guys remember when I put it together, I had to measure this piece right here and hope that I did it right. And I'm still not sure today if I did it right. I just went off the video or the measurements they gave me. But a good thing with this one is when you order it, it's already installed. Also, let's take a look at this right here. Whenever you take this out of the package, you can see that this right here is a lot better than the one that I have. The one that I have is rough, and this one right here is actually smooth. On the one that I have over there for the Nevertheless press, that one, the shirts would always get stuck on the side, so what I had to do was I had to sand this down to make it smooth. This one already comes smooth, so hopefully we won't have that same problem. Alright, the next thing I see is this box. Probably hardware, bolts maybe, springs. So yeah, it's hardware, a bunch of springs inside here. Some bolts, some stopper bolts probably. We'll get into this in a little bit. And then down here there's a little baggie or something wrapped, which looks like the base. So here's the base. And then here's the press itself. Yeah, so this, if we look right here, alright, so we look right here, we can see where this arm right here, whatever this is, was eating through this box. So hopefully it's not damaged. It's got a little nick on there, but it's all good. We can, as I can see from this one, this is a lot better than the one that I have over there. So there's no movement in this. There's no wiggle in it. In the press itself, there's no wiggle in it. So that one, I've showed you before. This whole piece right here wobbles back and forth. So let's go and take this out, and we'll bring the other box up here. Let's see what's in there. All right, so here we are right here. Actually, looks really good. Two of the things so far that I like about it is the platen is already put together. I don't have to try to guess and put it together. Another thing about this one that I like is the bearing and everything is already set. You know what I mean? If you guys watched the video before when I did that one, I did not know what I was doing. The bearing came separate from that, and when the bearing came with that one, it came crooked. I had to use a mallet to get it in place. So far so good. The only thing that I say they could have done was on this side of the box where that big hole is at on the other one, they could have put some bubble wrap on the side. They didn't put bubble wrap on the side, and that's what caused this to cut through the box. All right, so I forgot to hit record. I've already opened it. Here it is right here. Let's take a look at what is inside. So open this up. Packaging again looks pretty good. Let's just get all this out the way. All right, so I'm taking it. These are the 4 arms right here. Hopefully everything's in there. All right, and as we can see with this right here, all the arms are packaged by themselves. So let me go ahead and put these on the table so we can open these up and see what they look like. All right, so here we are right here. As we can see, these came with these little tape things or these tubes to protect these knobs right here. So here's what the front looks like. I like the way this looks. Like these bolts are high enough to where the screen will sit underneath here. The other one that I have over there, the bolts actually sit lower. So if these 2 bolts weren't the same size, the screen would sit sideways. If that makes sense. So I'm glad there's nothing down here, and the screen will sit flat against this right here. But the hardware on this thing looks really good so far. Here's the bottom of it. And then again, like I said, I did buy micro registrations right here. So it's something I've been wanting to work with for a long time since I started screen printing, and now I'm gonna have the ability to. So all right, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna open up the other 3 so we can make sure everything is intact. All right, so everything looks good. I went ahead and I took the bubble wrap off of all of them. I wanted to make sure none of the knobs were bent. Everything looks good. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna bring the bottom part back over here. We're gonna put these feet, we're gonna install these feet on there, and then we'll get with the arms. And then after we do that, we'll compare that one to this one. All right, so here's the box you're gonna get with all your hardware inside of it. This one right here actually comes with a book with the assembly instructions. If you guys remember when I unboxed that one, it came with paper and it was really jacked up. It didn't have really good guidance whenever I was putting that one together. So this one right here, we open it up, it's gonna give us our inventory on what we should have. As for this stuff, and then the hardware, the nuts and the bolts, and the springs. So, all right, so before I get started, I like to make sure I have everything. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna stop this real quick. I'm gonna make sure I have everything, and we'll be right back. All right, so here's everything that came with the kit. You got 8 springs here. It came with a 9/16 wrench. As we can see, everything here is actually labeled. So right here we are working with the foot mount. So this is going to be for the base. These are going to be for the arms. These are the stop bolts. And then these 4 screws right here are for if you want to screw it down to a table. All right, so that's everything that came in that little box right there. So I went through that paper, went through the inventory sheet, everything is here. One thing that you will need is you will need another 9/16. So whenever you go to tighten this right here, you will need something to hold down the other side. All right, so just keep in mind they do send you one, which is cool, but you will need 2. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna install the feet on here. So here's my 2 9/16 right here. Start with the front. Inside the bag, you're gonna have 4 of these right here. It's 1 bolt, 2 washers, and a nut. So we'll put 1 washer on top and 1 on the bottom. All right, so we got the feet on there. We used a socket, and then also we used the 2 9/16 for the ones that we couldn't get the long socket to. If you have a short one, it'd probably work better. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna install one of these arms right here. So let's get some. We're gonna take out a stop bolt, and then one of these bolts for the arms right here. All right, so if you look right here, you're gonna see these bolts that are in here, how they are. All these bolts right here are installed with lock nuts. So what it is it has a Teflon on the inside, so you don't have to tighten it. So you don't have to over tighten this and bend this. So all you're gonna do is tighten this enough so that these bolts will touch the Teflon, and once they touch the Teflon, should be good. So this one is gonna be for the arm, and then the one with the black rubber on it is gonna be for the stop bolt. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put these on here and put one of these arms on. All right, so according to the instructions or the videos from Ryanet, the first thing you want to put on is the bolt to hold the arm, because if you put this lock bolt on there, you're not gonna be able to lift it up to put the springs on there. So we're gonna go ahead and grab this. Again, it comes with 2 springs, and it goes on the bottom hole. Put our washer on the other side. And then again, like I said, we use the 9/16. You don't want to over tighten this. So that should be plenty right there. As you can see, we do have play in this right here. All right, so we're good right here. Like I said, you don't want to over tighten this right here, because what you don't want is for this thing to squeeze in and then you're not able to pick this up or down. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do now that we got this installed is we're gonna install these springs right here. All right, so these springs. All right, so these springs come with a safety net over them to keep people from putting their fingers inside of there. I don't know who would do that, but okay. So it says to install these with the hooks facing up. So we're gonna put the hook facing up. Again, here's the hook right here, and it just goes facing up. We're gonna grab the arm, we're gonna bring it up, install this spring, and install this spring. Alright, so before you take this down, before I go ahead and I pull this down, you want to make sure that these hooks stayed inside of here before you pull this down. Once you got it in place, go ahead, bring it down to where it needs to go. Alright, so now that we got this in here, we're going to go ahead. Here's our bolt with this rubber, or it looks like a hose right here. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to put this in here, pull it across. Make sure you have your washer on one side. We're going to put this washer and then this lock bolt on this side. Same thing, just don't over tighten it. Alright, so once you got it installed, here's this, like I said, here it is right here. It's it's not over tightened. Here's the one for the arm, a little bit better, and then the one for underneath, pretty good. So as we lift it up, we're gonna see it stops right there. Here it is right here. There's the spring facing up there, the spring facing up there. This bolt was already on when I got it. This one right here holds the arm, and then this one right here is the stop bolt for the top. All right, so now that we got this one arm installed, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna install these other three. Alright, so I'm having a hard time getting this arm in here. This thing looks like it was dropped or something, because if we look right here, this bolt is like messed up right here. So this piece is like bent in. So the arm is having a hard time going there. I'm gonna try to fix it myself. I'm pretty sure I could just bend it out a little bit. If we look at these over here, this nut and this washer sit flat up against here, so I'm not having a problem there, but I am having a problem here. So if we look, this side is flat, but this side, I don't know. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take this bolt off. Hopefully it's not stripped. As we can see right here, if we look right here, we can see like something, it dropped somewhere. There and right there. So I guess whatever this hit caused this thing to bend right here. So hopefully we can get it back to where it's supposed to be. Let's see if it fits now. Alright, so it fits in there now. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put these bolts back together. Alright, so here it is, it's all put together. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna grab that nevertheless press. We're going to put them together. We're going to compare them side by side. All right, so here's the one station 4-color Riley Hopkins Jr., right? And then over here we have the nevertheless press screen printing setup over here. This is also a one station 4-color. All right, so the first thing we're going to look at here is the bearing. Here's the bearing right here. If you guys remember, whenever I got this, I had to install this piece right here. It didn't come installed, and then this bearing that is in here right here was sideways, so that whenever I put it in here, the press was sideways. I had to straighten that out. On the Riley Hopkins, it's just got one big nut. I didn't have to install it. You guys saw when I unboxed it, this was already installed, so it took away the hassle of trying to figure out how to do this. So here is the clamp right here. So this is what I was talking about, these bolts right here. These bolts, you had to make sure that they were both exactly the same, because whenever you put your screen in here, if it wasn't, your screen could be crooked. So that was always a hassle to make sure that they were right. And so if I did a screen on here and I accidentally put it over here on this one, and this one was wrong, the image would come out wrong. So what I had to do is I had to go in here and actually number mine so that I would remember exactly what clamp that I put it in. So if you look, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so that's what this clamp looks like. And then if you guys remember, a couple of these are messed up like this one right here. totally stripped. Won't even move. So to buy this piece right here, you can't just buy this. I mean, I probably could just cut this bolt, pull it out, and then put a screw in there. But to buy this whole piece right here is about 40 bucks on their website. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the one on the Riley Hopkins. All right, so here's the one for the Riley Hopkins. As you guys can see, I did order the micro registrations for this one. If you don't order this, this piece will just be connected to the arm by itself. Being that I ordered this, I'm glad they pre-installed this. I know I've seen their videos. When you upgrade, you have to do it yourself. But because I ordered it together, it came together. So that was good. I thought I was going to have to install this. All right, so here is the actual clamp right here that we're looking at. And as we can see, these bolts are a lot longer. This is a lot bigger. One thing I like is that we don't have those bolts down here, so that no matter what, the screen will sit flat against the back the whole time. And what I do like is this brace right here, instead of just the 2 bolts like that was on the other one. So this right here will hold the whole screen down instead of just on the 2 corners. So I like that compared to the other one over there. Right, here's where the arm comes down. It sits on top of this right here. From what I've read and what I've seen on their videos on YouTube, they say not to mess with this. This comes factory set, so you don't have to mess with it at all. All right, and here's the one on here. This one right here does not come set. This one was like very low when I got it, and then when I put this on here, it would go all the way to the bottom. So I had to adjust this myself whenever I did this. So just be aware of whenever you get this one you have to adjust, that one you don't. All right, so there we have the springs. Over here we have shocks, these little shocks right here. If I bring this over here and I bring this down, you're gonna see right here we do have the stop bolt, but there's no rubber piece on there, so it'll eventually start eating at this. It does have a little indentation on there, not a big deal, but just not like that one over there. So alright, so we come over here. Besides this, all this is steel right here, or metal. Everything else that's on here is aluminum, so it looks like it's built really good. I really like this one. Alright, and then here's the bottom of the platens. Like I said, this one already came installed right here. This one, you got to measure this one yourself, and as you can see, I drilled it one time and it was wrong. I had to do it again. And then whenever I did something, it always looked like it was off a little bit. But it is what it is, you know what I mean? I still got jobs done with it. I just wish this one would have came like that one, already installed, so you know that whenever you take it out the box, it's already good. So keep in mind, when you get this one, you have to install this yourself. When you get that one, it's already done for you. Another thing I like about this one is when it was on this bench that I made, how much play this has in it. You can see how much wiggle this thing has in it. So it always gave me problems. I don't know if it's something that I did, but it always gave me a problem. It always had that rock to it. So all right, so here it is right here. We got it up on this bench right here that I built for that one. We're going to be using this one on here now. Just if I could give you any word of advice about this one, is build it where you're going to put it, because this thing is heavy. If you don't have help moving it, make sure you just, wherever you're going to put it, you build it there, because it is heavy. This one is probably 5 times heavier than that one. I could move that one around all day. This one right here, I struggled to bring it from there to over here with my bad shoulder. So I got it here and it's all good. One thing I do like about this one is this one does spin a whole lot smoother than that one over there. And then again, like I said, this one, there's no wiggle to it. There's nothing, it's solid. The one thing that I don't see on this is like a little nipple to grease the bearing. So I'm guessing it doesn't need to be greased, but I can always find out. If you guys know if it needs to be greased, leave some comments down below. Alright, so that's it. That brings us to the end of this video. I just wanted to unbox that thing right there and show you guys what it looked like. I know you can go online. Ryan puts out plenty of videos on this thing right here and all those other presses. But me, for my subscribers, I like to go into detail for stuff. And I know my videos are probably like 30 minutes long. And I appreciate you guys staying for watching them. If you're still here watching it. I like to show you guys, because you know, you get online and you watch some stuff and they show you that, oh look, I got something new. But for me, I want to take you guys through the process, like my journey, like I've done since the beginning, from the vinyl to this now, opening up the actual package and then unboxing it, show you how it came wrapped. And as you guys saw, this thing came wrapped really good, so I have nothing bad to say about it, except that one little part that was bent. That's all I have to say about it. That might have been what was on the bottom from the tear in that box down there. I don't know. But we fixed it. Everything's good, so it's good to go. Alright, so people are probably going to ask in the comments down below, what am I going to do with this press? Do I want to sell it to someone who's starting off, or am I going to do a giveaway for it? No. Sorry, I'm not going to sell it, and I'm not going to give it away. And the reason I'm not going to do that is because I have plans for this. This is a decent press to do one color jobs. If you guys can see these back here, they did do a decent job for the ones that I did do with this. For these over here that were like 2 or 3 colors, it was a little bit harder because the registration on this thing really sucked. Like I said, for one color designs, this is really good. So I do have plans for this, so I'm not going to be giving it away right now. So since I posted this on Instagram and I posted it on YouTube stories, I have gotten DMs and emails asking if I had to do it again, would I go with this one? And I tell them yes. And the reason I tell them yes is because whenever I first started, I wasn't sure how things were going to go. Being that this one right here is a small press, but it's when you're just starting off, that could be pretty expensive for just that right there because of the way it's built. This one right here, I think cost me like $400 or $500. And if you take away all the extra stuff that it came with, this press right here probably cost like $200. Whenever I bought this one, it came with some screens. It came with this right here. It came with some squeegees. It came with this little rack right here. It came with some inks, and then it came with some cleaners, and it came with some emulsion. So all of that came with this press right here. So like I said, if you take away all the equipment that this came with, this is probably a cheap $200 press, if even. Yes, if I had to do it again, not knowing exactly like I knew then, I would do it again, because in the beginning I wasn't sure how it was going to go, and I believe anybody that's starting off should basically do the same thing, unless you have the money to spend on this and you don't care if it's not going to go good and you're just like whatever and throw it to the side. But for me, that's not me. I wanted to give it a try, see if I was going to like it, because like I said, there's a lot of stuff that goes into this. It's just not, I'm going to buy this right here and I'm going to start printing shirts. You got to remember, you need inks, you need emulsion, you need screens, you need a place to store your screens, you need a flash dryer or a conveyor dryer or a heat press to dry that stuff. There's a lot of stuff that goes into this, not just I'm going to buy this and start pressing shirts. That's the reason why I went with this one right here, because it was more in my budget that I wanted to spend. But now, thankfully, I've been able to upgrade to something like this. Alright, so this micro registration right here does left and right, forward and back, but what it doesn't do is the off contact. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing this off contact stuff on here so I can set them all up so that they'll be ready to go. So I just want to say thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for watching another one of my videos. And until next time, keep pressing.